Question.
In this lonely ass world, it's getting colder. I'm not going nowhere if I cannot take my boat there. My mind was bred a little different, yeah, from my own past. If I see heat, why the fuck would I wanna go there? Mama, I make you smiling. Mama, your little nigga came from wildin'. Mama, always got in trouble, I was shouted. Mama, now I'm staring at shit. Mama, I'm the pilot. Mama, if I want something, I'ma go get it. Mama, swim with the sharks, piranhas, and fishes. Mama, it's so hard down here, God is my witness. Mama, I know where I'm going. Mama, I'm a fan. It's hard not knowing who is really gonna be there for me. I wish you could be here to see me the day I start touring. Shit be on my mind every second when I'm not recording. I'm waking up conversating with the Lord every morning. I mistakenly took the wrong path, I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move too fast, I had to keep trying. Growing up, I got in trouble, told myself to keep lying. So much stress be building up, swear I be needing me time.
Good morning to the DMV and the rest of the world. It's your girl Reese, aka the best that ever did it. Hey, over here so y'all can see me clearly. Make sure y'all see me good. Woo! It is another episode of Monday Madness here on the Morning Mac Show. Today is April 10th, 2023, and I am so thankful. This used to be the Black Easter, y'all. Used to be the Black Family Monday at the zoo before everybody started getting shot up at the zoo. I don't even know if that's still the situation, but that's what it used to be. I want to say good morning to my esteemed guest today. I got with me, of course, my man of the hour, of every hour. He's the producer of the show. Want to say big up and good morning to Mr. Molly Mall.
Hey.
And then I got
Shout
my
out to
little
Molly.
son, Mr. Trayvon. That's my songbird, honey.
You love to put me on for that. I know that's right.
I like to hear you sing. I like your voice,
I know that's
Trayvon.
right. I know that's right. Thank you.
I don't know where my sister from another mister is, Michelle Pucciarelli. Molly, send her the link. I don't know. I know she getting the taxes done, but she'll jump on
When I called her, she said she was gonna try to join as soon as she. What's up, Larry? Good morning. She said that she was gonna try to join, but she was at H&R Block when I called her. But like before I got in contact with you, she said she was at H&R Block.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was your
Oh, she just commented. She actually just commented. Good morning, Miss Michelle. Yeah, she just commented. She might not be able to join the live, but she's at least watching.
Okay, I thought I heard her voice. I was like, did I hear her voice? Okay. So before I go into my rant and rave, why I'm so upset this morning. How was your weekend, darling?
My weekend was actually all right. I got a lot of productive things done. You already know about. I think I already told you about the Amazon job and all of that. But I got a lot of productive things done. Got up this morning, walked the dog, straightened up the house, made some coffee for myself, came out to the park, grabbed some sunlight. You know, it's pretty decent out here. I'm in a t-shirt, so it's warm enough to have on a light jacket or a t-shirt and be okay in the sunlight. But my weekend was good. I want to hear about yours because you said you was, upset about some things. We got to talk about that since we on the air.
It's always a Monday madness. It's always a Monday madness. We can start off with my Thursday with my Aunt Pam's birthday. Happy birthday, my Aunt Pam. I love her so much.
Happy birthday, Aunt Pam. Happy birthday to you.
And then my bestie, my sister Misha married. She had a fabulous 50th birthday, but it was even. We hung out Friday, but it was even more fun than I had in a long time. I was doing something that I know I shouldn't have been doing, but I think
Lord.
this new regimen. I think my body needs to be doing stuff that it's not normally doing. It needs to do stuff that I used to do. You ready for what I was doing? You know, and check this out. I wanted to go roller skating, but they keep saying you already broke your left leg twice and cracked your hip. They said, "Bitch, if you fall again," they were like, "You can't keep breaking bones. You're not young no more."
Look, I would love to learn, but I'm starting to kind of hang that up a little bit because my first few times falling, I said, look, I'm too big for this.
Well,
I
that's
ain't,
what you telling me, but you know, I used to be a roller skater when I was going up. I got roller skates in my closet. Let me tell you, I am the most active, non-active fat person in the world. And what I mean by active, non-active, any daggone thing you want, I had in the back of my truck ready to go. I had roller skates, the bowling ball, I had the
yeah,
fishing basket, the grill, I had a damn volleyball and the volleyball net, tennis racket, tennis ball. Like I said,
right,
I was the most active, unactive fat person in the world. I mean,
right.
I used to be a get up and go, wouldn't let the weight slow me down. But when you get injured or become ill, whew, it hits differently. It
Yeah,
really does.
they do hit different, and the older you get, your body's not coming together the way it used to. I already noticed little subtle changes that I'm not down with. Trust me.
But it's going to get you old because everybody gets older. That's one thing we cannot hide from is age and getting older. But
That part.
baby, what we did for Misha's 50th, it was fabulous because she threw her own party. And I never been to a birthday for around family that felt like a great big hug or a grilled cheese sandwich on a regular day with tomato soup. And I don't even
I ain't
like
never
tomato
been too
soup.
shabby. I ain't never been too good for it.
But you know, it was good. Being around family, and there's a lot of us was there this year that we just lost in 2022. Um, so she lost one of her brothers. She lost her sister-in-law. So it was a when family can get together, we need to be together. You know, so we lost some key players, and it's just the fact that the ones that's still here was able to get together and support and love, come together on an occasion. But her girlfriend Ebony said it best. Why do we always gotta wait to a special occasion to get together? We need to get together monthly or however often, bi-monthly, or you know what I mean. Anyway,
Yeah,
to
I know
show
what you mean.
love. And I said that is so true. Don't give me my flowers when I'm dead. Give it to me while I'm still here.
Let
You
me know
know,
that I matter while I'm alive. That makes
you
sense.
know. Let me enjoy you now. Let's enjoy each other's company. And that right there says a lot to me in itself, right there. But
Speak volumes.
so it was awesome. We went bowling, and all I could see sing for y'all grease lovers. Let's bowl tonight.
Yeah,
It was
that's one of my favorite things to do. Bowling, laser
bowling.
tag. Yeah,
Oh, I never been to laser tag. I want to go to laser tag.
that's fun. That's fun. A little obstacle course to go through and all that, ducking behind little pillars and all that. It's fun. I used to do it for my birthday. Bowling dinner, like laser tag or something like that. Yeah, I love it. I
I
ain't
never
slow
been
for
to that. That sounds fun.
it. It
You
is
know,
fun though.
I like doing stuff like being in the panic room, trying to get out of the escape room, trying to
Oh
figure out
yeah.
puzzles and then the theaters. You know, I'm a nerd, but that
Anything that makes
laser
my brain
tag,
work, still good for you. Anything that make your brain work a little bit, make you think a little bit.
but that laser tag sound real good.
It is. It's
Rolling
real
on the
fun.
floor.
They got a sky zone. They have a sky zone too. That's which is like this moon bounce. Not moon bounce. I'm sorry. This where the whole room is full of trampolines. Like the whole floor and walls and stuff is made out of trampolines.
Oh,
That's kind of
that
fun too.
sounds fun. Will you hurt yourself when you fall? You don't hurt yourself. You
Yeah,
bounce,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I can't take. That's why we ain't go roller skating. That's
bounce,
why we ain't
bounce,
go roller.
bounce. But when you hit the ground when you roller skating, that's your ass. You
Yeah,
boom,
that's
and
the
you
ass. Ain't no
feel it
second chance.
through your whole body. Just like when I fell at bar 210 when me and Angie fell.
Oh my god.
Did you see that video?
Oh,
You
did
didn't see the
not see it.
video circulating?
I did
Molly
not see that
defeated.
video. I did not see that video. Michelle was right. Miss Michelle was right about that comment too. I don't know if you're freezing, Miss Reese, or if it's me, but my Wi-Fi signal is pretty
You
good
got
next to my
that
Wi-Fi.
DJ? Huh?
Was it you? The Molly just chimed in for a second. I was saying that my Wi-Fi unit is right next to me, so I can have good signal the whole time. I didn't know if it was you that was freezing or if it was me that was, but I done
That
brought it
was
out.
me.
Okay.
I think that was me that
Molly.
froze.
Okay.
So, but because I was saying that when I hit the ground, that jolt did something. Like everything that was tight, it helped lube
Yeah.
me up a little bit. That
Yeah.
was the first bout, but I don't want to keep hitting that damn ground. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm good. My tailbone still hurts. I still can't sit down on a hard surface for a long time. That's why I didn't decline anytime I got an invitation to some roller skating. I love to go and watch, but y'all not gonna make. Look, I'm not gonna be standing in the middle of the circle. What's up, DJ? What's up, Sticky? What's up?
That Slicky Woo Boo, that's my
Yeah.
older brother. He
Yeah.
always rolling. He got wheels.
That's
I
what's
told
up.
him that I'm gonna take him and I push him down the hill, and I'm gonna ride on the back. And we gonna go down the hill like wee.
Because if I can't do it, you going down with me. If I can't
That's my
skate, you
brother.
going down too.
I'm gonna set him on fire, then I'm gonna jump off. Watch the flags and burn. But DJ Slicky Woo Boo, no, I love him. He about
That's
to
what's
ready
up.
to give me pregnant lips. But no, I'm not
Right
gonna
now.
let him. I'm just reading
Right
off the
now.
manuscript that Molly gave us. Molly,
Yeah.
were you able to get the video up?
He just chimed in for a second, and then I think his audio was doubling, so he didn't step back out.
Yeah.
The one when I fell. You got that? Let me send it to him. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Well,
Shoot, I'm not ashamed either. Shoot, I
I
wouldn't be ashamed
was
either.
I was doing my thing, and it got good to me. I messed up when I put my cane down. That was the first mistake. I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
That
I don't even know why I
confidence.
put my cane down. You know what I did? That I forgot that I even did the cane.
Right.
Hey, look, I ain't one of my toes is missing, and sometimes I forget that I don't got that. So
I remember you. I remember you said that, but your confidence, your confidence is what I feel like makes you keep stepping the way you do.
my confidence, you know what I think about my grandfather, how I watched that man get cut on from head to toe, because he was the first kidney transplant. I lost my granddaddy; he was only 58 years old.
Wow,
Right,
that's
but I
young too.
thank God because I had him for 22 years. And I'm thankful for that, for all the lessons. And I seen him go through a lot, and he never gave up. He never, he kept trying to reinvent the wheel. They said, "Oh, you can't do this no more." He said, "Okay, I can't do that, but I can do this." Oh, you can't do
Yeah,
that.
you ain't gotta be limited. And I mean, you listen to your doctors, but don't let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do. How many doctors have you heard have said, "Oh, you can't have kids, or you can't do this," and then people have had miracles and changes, and just
to me too.
took the initiative to keep going.
And
Lord, there you go with the clip.
He found it.
Yeah, he found it. He has it.
The party was jumping when Bertha got off of her stump. The whistles were blowing and everybody did the bump.
Hey,
But all the time Bertha had been working on a goodie. Now folks call it Bertha Butt Boogie.
Hey, first of all, you better be moving. You better be moving.
No question.
Good morning, Kenneth.
When Bertha got moving, her hips were humming in the wind. The ground started shaking, no grass grew where she'd been.
Hey.
And you know, and let me tell you, this is the funny part. The original song to that video was "Pumps in the Bump." That's what I was
Oh yeah.
originally dancing off a hammer. Pumps in the
Yeah.
bump, pumps in the bump. I was oh shucks, I got too happy, and
Hey, it don't matter.
that was the pumps in the bump. I
It
was
don't matter. You just
running,
moving.
so I
I
changed
don't
the
think you
music
hit that the moves.
for
Yeah.
the video because I forget. You know, I used to be something. I used back in the day. I used to be able to do the running man and pop down in the split and get back up. I
The rhythm
was,
is out there looking at the video while you talking.
huh?
It look like I said I'm still looking at the video while you talking. That look like a fun night though.
It was that night, and Michelle was videotaping. I said, Michelle, let's do some TikToks. We were supposed to be doing TikToks for my thing. So I
Yeah.
asked the DJ, I said, you heard of Pumps and the Bumps by Ham? And he was like, what? Pumps and the Bump? And I was like, you don't know Pumps and the Bump? So I told him he's pulling it up. He's pulling up music so I could do a TikTok too, which I thought would be a fun TikTok because
Yeah.
you did Pumps and the Bump to Tits in the Gut, right?
Yeah.
I was going to rewrite it. Tits in the gut. Tits in the gut.
Yeah.
We like the girls with the tits in the gut. You know,
You
I
know
was
what
like,
I like for real is your theme song.
oh, 3-piece chicken breast leg and a thigh. Dinner's
That's my
up.
shit when you come up.
Well,
That's my
I'm working
shit
on
when you come
another
up.
one for Tim's.
Uh-huh.
You know, called 3 in the morning. I wake up to fry me some chicken. You know, that song. Ooh,
Yeah, the joint that's on the
ooh.
radio now, yeah.
And
I
then
don't know the words to. I know the joint you talk about now.
I'm gonna rewrite it. It's gonna say 5 in the morning. I wake up to fry me some chicken. Oh, my heart does a warning. I pray that there's all in the cabinet. I've been waiting all day for some chicken and I can't wait. You
Shit,
know.
I get on that joint with you.
Oh,
I get right on that joint with
good
you with the
idea.
little
And
with
you
the
can sing
backup.
the Tim's part. Yes, we can redo it. Molly
I'm
can
dead
shoot
that
the
serious
video.
too. I'm dead that
Yes.
serious too.
No,
That'd
I'm
be fun.
serious too. Because I
Yeah.
got a whole bunch of songs I need help remaking. I said, wait a
Whoever
minute.
who produced your first joint, your theme song?
Oh, my son
Oh wow.
Tyree is a
Yeah.
producer, a
Cause
music
that was up.
producer.
That sound was up. That joint was knocking. Even though it's I like stuff that's comedic, but at the same time, like the material is actually good. The sound quality is good.
You
The
like the
material is
rap?
good. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I got one with Rob Bass. It takes food to make a thing go right. It takes food, you know.
It takes food to make a thing go right. Yeah. I get it.
Make it out. Yeah, honey. And this is
If
just
you got that, if that joint is finalized, you got to send that to me because I want to check that joint out too. I might make a TikTok to one of your joints. To be honest, you send me one of your joints.
and do it. We could do it together because I want to go into the Popeyes. And when she say what you want, I want to say a 3-piece chicken breast leg and a thigh.
And I bet you a jump. I bet you jump in the algorithm. I
You
bet you
know,
get views.
that's what I'm thinking too. But I heard you gotta have Popeye's permission to use it, so that could go into any carry out. If I get somebody permission to come in their carry out, and I
Now,
go, you
could you
know,
do it and could you do it and use the background because everybody knows what it looks like, so you don't have to show the brand name, but you can be in there and like and still do it without showing any brand names. I think that's the part. I mean, everybody knows what certain places look like, but could you get away with it without? Because if you still need to contact them, I would still do it. Whoever you need to contact.
I don't know because the people be going in the stores and doing it all the time.
Yeah, on TikTok and all of that. I know they're not emailing HR or the headquarters and asking for permission to use one of their sites, and I know they go right in there and film.
I would have to ask Marley that because he's our professional with that. Anything videography when it comes to film shop. Marley is also a photographer. Not only do he produce the show, but he's also a videographer. So anybody out there that's video because it's wedding time coming up that needs a videographer. Look, I know a good one.
I could pass that on. That's actually good information to know. I could pass that information. Not only passing that information along, but I love photography myself, so that could be somebody that I could be learning from. And
we do headshots if you need He do still pictures and moving pictures. So he do photo shoots, he weddings. The boy is talented, you
That's what's
know.
up.
So that's why he's $1 million moment.
That's what's up, though.
That's why that's my little brother.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, look at what we're doing right now. The proof is already in the pudding. So shoot, that's good. That's what's up.
And I can't
I'm not
forget
mad at
my big brother. Everything with me and him battle regarding music all the time because
Yeah.
I think I'm a music aficionado, and he was like, "You don't know no music. You ain't no DJ. You ain't no, you know." So, and
All
that's
right now.
DJ Slicky Woo Boo.
All
You
right,
know,
don't assume now. You might have a little competition. DJ, come on, Sticky. You might have a little competition out this joint. You don't never know. Cause Miss Reese get down for what I seen. Look, I can just go off what I know. I can't go off what nobody telling me. I go off what I seen.
and
Yeah.
he laughing. He's talking about you can't see, you can't see. I'm like, I know music. I know how to mesh them together.
Yeah.
I know how to do that, but so
I would love to honestly I would learn how to I would love to know how to spin records because I was talking to DJ Swag about it. He was like he wanted to show me some things because I'm over there always making requests and everything. I guess he likes the music I pick or whatever. But he got into a conversation about that. I would love to learn how to DJ one day because I
yeah.
love setting the tone for the environment. I know what music is, what people are jumping to, what they not. So I would love that one day too.
Look, I had him back picking up records he ain't never even heard of. I said, go get this to mix that with that. I said, mix that because when I first heard Amigos Stir Fry, I said
Yeah,
that ain't nothing
people like it
but
stir fry.
Jocko,
Yeah,
that ain't nothing but Jocko the Bed, which that ain't nothing but Bustin' Loose. Which
yeah.
said Chuck Brown, that's because I heard immediately hear little beats and tunes because I used to dissect music, like just concentrate on certain beats or
Hmm.
certain song or certain things in the song or the little part that I like. And every sound used to be unique, and I used to be able to tell you name that tune just by listening to like 5 seconds of it or better. And I used to be like, that's this, that's that. We used to play that game, and I was good. When I was working at Howard, where I
Yeah.
met Chad, they used to call me the jukebox.
I know that's right now.
Because
I
they was
know
like,
that's
in
right.
the same music, they was like, this bitch know this.
Yeah, you
They
the
would
one that
go
had the
over
sauce.
the
You the
next,
one that was in tune like that.
they was like, I think who sing that? I think what's that song? Because they couldn't think of a song. They
Yeah.
said, ask the jukebox. Now I didn't take offense because I know I'm as big and as wide as a damn box, but
I don't think
you
that
know,
was that comparison at all. I can't assume because I wasn't in that time with you, but I don't think that was that type of comparison.
look, even if I didn't care, that's when Baltimore Percolator just came out. It's time for the Percolator, honey, and
Baltimore
I used
club
to
music was my
percolate
thing
all over
too.
that flow. I used to be. It's time for the percolate, honey. That's what like I said, I was 28. I was still doing my splits and
Yeah,
stuff. I was percolating all over that floor.
getting down,
I,
getting down.
when man, those was the day. Monday. It's supposed to be Monday Madness. This is the thing I'm upset about. Trayvon, can you look up this word deglobalization? Can you
Okay,
look that up for me? That might be too deep for the people today, but
let me
that's
see.
one thing I'm just I'm mad about because it's like we got so much stuff going on. Go ahead, look up the word
Let me
because I
see.
want you to give me that
Cause I'm
definition.
trying to make sure I don't leave. Cause you know how when I leave on my phone, it'll take me off the thing. If I can come back to and leave for like 30 seconds or so and just join back in with the definition, I can do that for you. But I don't want to
Okay,
leave and it leave kick me out of the thing.
well,
I didn't bring my other phone with me today to look up stuff and share the lives like I had before. I think it has the same thing with globalization. I think it's the same thing as like Agenda 21, depopulating the environment, like little tactics to kind of kill off the people. If I'm
say
correct, it has something to do with
globalization when we bringing people together and unity and forming and building stuff, right?
that.
Deglobalization is the breakdown of that. They're separating, they're dividing because they're trying to divide and conquer, honey.
Like the
They
stuff in media and stuff like that. I'm assuming that that's what you mean. Like the stuff put
No,
out in the
not
media,
in
the
media,
propaganda.
countries,
Okay.
other
Okay.
countries.
Right.
How we always America's always in the middle of some bull. Why are
That's
we in
true.
the middle? Why are we in the middle of Ukraine and Russia? Because we can't
Oh
let
my
the
God. Okay.
superpowers take over that country. Why are we
Right.
in the middle of Taiwan and China? Same difference. Can't
We
let
got
the
like a
China.
base every. Did you notice we have like a base everywhere? It's like nowhere that we don't have American bases at. We have. How do we even get to the point of having American bases in every country?
Well, allies. Once we're allies with them, we're friendly, and say, hey, can we come over here and buy this land? Can we build this base? The same thing that China is doing in Africa. They're accommodating the land, buying up the land, and they're building Air Force installations. And that's what they do.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How do you feel about the America? How do you feel about the American dollar going down in value? Like, because I feel like our power and our pool is not the same, and it seems like on the news and media, speaking of like war and us and deglobalization, it seems like everyone is starting to turn their backs on and plot against America. Like, how do you feel about our dollar going down, us not having that same power no more?
Where we are right now, America been in that hot seat before.
Yeah.
Through my generation, I've only lived a bicentennial. I only lived half of 100 years. So in that 50 years, I've seen this before. We saw in my grandmother's time, they saw the Great Depression, right?
Yeah.
It goes around and around. Shit goes around and around. If they don't get it right and fix it or go through it so it don't come again, it's gonna come again. Have you noticed, like, they keep saying, oh, the government shut down. We're gonna shut down the government. Next year, same thing. Oh, the government shut down. Same time, same fiscal year. The government, my family, all of them government, they got a 2-week vacation because they shut the government down, and then they paid them, end up going back and paying them.
Yeah.
I'm like, they do this. We don't have no money. We don't have no funds, but it just keep going around and around.
Yeah. So it's never ending. It's not going to change. It's traveling through time. It's the same situation, just traveling through different generations.
Because they're not fixing it. They're cutting you open and putting a Band-Aid on to stitch you back together. They're not fixing what the real problem with the economy is. So the American dollar had went down in value before. Stock market crashed and all that stuff. It did it in the 80s with the Reaganomics. A lot of stuff they did 40 years ago is what impacting us now. It's what's affecting us now. And a lot of y'all babies don't know that because y'all wasn't here to see that. But I was there, and the people that's older, they know what the Reaganomics era did. People that took advantage of it was able to take advantage of it, tried to get their foot up. But too many black people was taking advantage of the good programs that they had. So Reagan had to do something because people was taking advantage and really doing stuff with it. So a lot of programs was cut out. A lot of programs that help people get up was cut out, and he started that foreign exchange, like outsourcing our productivity and our goods. Why am I going to wait to get my milk or my beef from another farm out of the country when we could did that right here in this country? They was paying the farmers not to farm. See, one thing about Jimmy Carter, which y'all don't know because that was way before your time. I remember him. I was 7 years old, so that's 43 years ago. That I can bring this back to in remembrance. He was a peanut farmer, and he cared about the farmers and the land, and he cared about the domestic issues over here. He wasn't big on foreign policy. He didn't get involved in what's going on in them other countries like the rest of the presidents did. But he was concentrating on here. And for that, I got to thank Mr. Jimmy Carter. He, don't pay the farmers not to grow because we need to grow the land and stuff.
Yeah, they got farmers destroying their land in today's time, like in present time, destroying land and getting a big lump sum for not growing and deciding, kind of buying them out of the farming industry, to be honest.
The government did. Agriculture was doing that stuff. Agriculture bought up a lot of land.
Oh Lord, my phone is about to die. Oh wow.
That's okay, baby. That's agriculture did. For those of y'all who don't know, I got to say what grinds my gears this morning. It's the deglobalization of the world, but that might be too deep for y'all to get in this morning. But hey, I want to know to my listeners out there that can see me. Are y'all going to the zoo? I remember the black family, that used to be the thing to go to the zoo after Easter. And then everybody kept getting shot at the zoo. Then they blamed it on us black folks, kept getting dealt with at the zoo. And then next thing you know, the pandemic hit, was knocked us off our mark for the last 4 years. Let me see. Is there a video that I could send Molly about Easter? How about that? Y'all want to know the dark truth about Easter? Where the eggs come from? Why you dye the eggs? Where did that come from? What do eggs got to do with Jesus and spring and the resurrection? Absolutely nothing. But you guys was fed a bunch of bologna and cheese, and they didn't even give y'all no crackers. They said eat that. Look, the crackers didn't give you no crackers, but y'all was fed a bunch of bologna on that.
You got
You know.
Sandra in here. What up, Sandra?
Hey,
Slippy Woo,
Cassandra,
KC, Kenny in here, the Reverend.
the Reverend, you speaking on Easter?
Yeah, I got a small clip for you on Easter. It ain't
Yeah.
nothing too big, but just a little something.
This Sunday, they celebrate him this Sunday.
Well, but you see, there's something wrong with that. They said they killed him on Friday. Took 3 days to rise. Now, give me your hand.
Okay.
Now count 3 days from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
There you go.
Think about that. One year Easter come in March, another year it comes in April. You can't be killed in 2 different months.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be killed in 2 different days, let alone 2.
Do you know that Easter Sunday never falls on the same date year to year? And I'll tell you why. Look at the screen here. For example, let's go back 5 or 6 years. In 1996, Easter came on April the 7th. That's when you all celebrated it. The next year, 1997, it came on March the 30th. The next year, 1998, it came on April the 12th. Last year, it came on April the 3rd. This year, it's going to come on April the 23rd. So how can you have a difference from April the 23rd clear back to March 30th? That's a difference of 23 days. How does that happen? I'll tell you how it happens. Easter is not regulated by a date. Easter is regulated by the solar system. You know why? Easter always comes the first Sunday after the first full moon, after the equinox, when days and nights are equal length. You never knew that, did you?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And you know why did they celebrate it after the equinox and after the lunar and all of that? It's bigger than that. It's because of Easter of Esther, and it was believed that the Sun King married Esther, Queen Esther, and they say she came from the moon in an egg, from the moon in the egg. Okay, her son Tamu loved rabbits. That's where we get the rabbits from. But he was killed, unfortunately, sometimes kind of terrible way, and she grieved her son, and out of tribute to her son, they took blood, from the children and dyed the eggs with the blood. That's where we get the dyeing of the eggs from. Oh, it's just a lot of stuff that's written that you be like, what? That's why we do that? That's why we do that? Why we do or follow what we do is don't have nothing to do with Christ or Christianity. So the church should stop lying to the people. And it's saying, oh, that's what you following that for. That's what you following that. The world done got you upside down and twisted inside out. It's right there in the word, the way they celebrate it. Like he said, during that lunar cycle, during and after the first full moon. I can shoot Molly a video, the truth behind Easter. It's a 3-minute video. Do I got time to do it? I sure do. Oops. The truth behind Easter. Yes. Let me send this. Let me send this on over. Because my eyes is bad. But we're going to send it and we're going to share. Some people want to know, some people don't want to know. But some people will celebrate it anyway. But I would like to know why I do certain things or what I'm doing it for. That's why I like to share. They always say each one teach one, then all should know. Like, for example, we know Christmas ain't Jesus' real birthday and all that. But my cousin said she knows that it's all fake and made up, but she enjoyed the festivities. So she keeps doing it. So, but she could never say that she didn't know the truth. And that's the same thing that I say about all of these other religions. Slicky always say, no school today, party, party, party. I got to school you so you can party responsibly, so you can have fun and have a good time and party. You know, that's me. Molly, did you get the video? I don't even know. I think it sent it. But let me see. I didn't send the real big one. I sent the smaller one, I think. But yeah, and it's all gimmick. It's all commercial now. It started out the Catholics and the Christians. I'm gonna say the Christian had this own way of doing things. The Constantine wanted to mingle, wanted the heathens and the Christians, everybody to be on one accord. He mixed everything up. So a lot of the ritual stuff that we do are other people's BS. And we don't even know why that we incorporated with it. And as long as we know, as long as we live in it, was always been like that. Because nobody asked why. We just did. And then the people that asked why still didn't care. They just did. And followed tradition, tradition, tradition. Don't get me wrong, because you don't know what you don't know. Ignorance is bliss. When you was eating them Easter eggs and the candy and all that good stuff, I still like a good Easter egg. And I still like chocolate candy. But, and I'm going to get my Bronx jelly beans when they go on sale after the day when they go on sale. But it's not, I don't celebrate it in the way that the rest of the world celebrate it. You can make your choice, make your mind up when you know something. Then you have the choice, then you have a true choice. What Slicky say? See, suddenly you are all alone, Reese. You know what, Slicky? That's how you gonna die. Alone. We all are. Suddenly, we all gonna be alone. Why he trying to come for me, Marley? And I'm never alone.
I don't know.
Never.
He's saying you must saying send the link. That's what he's saying. That's his way of saying send him the link. He got you always. I
No, he
got the
said no
video up though.
school
Let me
today.
know if you want me to play this
Oh yeah,
video.
yeah, yeah.
Then
So Easter is coming up. To most, this is a day of celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. But where did this come from? How did Easter come about? This video will go over the history of Easter and why you may or may not want to celebrate this holiday. Spoiler alert, this day has very little to do with Jesus. Before we get into it though, I want to quickly mention, as Christians, our number one goal is to bring glory to God and to reach out to lost souls. And if Easter is what it takes to do that, God can use it. But even still, facts are important. Background is important. That's what this video is about. It's not about some technicalities just for the sake of being technical. So if after learning these facts, you still feel comfortable celebrating this holiday with Easter eggs, Easter bunnies, and whatnot, that's your business between you and God. So let's jump in. What is Easter? As I mentioned a little earlier, it's a celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. This holiday includes Easter sunrise services, Easter egg hunting, painting and dyeing of eggs, baking and eating hot cross buns. But unlike most other holidays, it doesn't fall on the same day every year. In fact, it's celebrated on the first Sunday after the full moon of the vernal equinox, also known as the spring equinox or the March equinox. This means that Easter falls sometime between the end of March and April 25th. So why at this time? Why is Easter so closely related to the movement of the sun and the earth? That's because Easter originated as a pagan. Linguistically, the word Easter shares its roots with Ostara, also known as Eostre or Ishtar. Those three words are just different names for the same goddess, depending on that pagan culture. The holiday of Ostara is a pagan holiday, and it's celebrated even today. Depending on the year, it's celebrated sometime between March 19th and the 21st, and it honors their goddess Ostara. To celebrate, pagans put out food such as eggs and sprouts to celebrate the fertility of the land. That's because Astara, or Eostre, or Ishtar, is a goddess of fertility. Ancient pagans would actually celebrate this holiday by having sex rituals. They'd engage in sexual acts where virgins who represent the goddess were impregnated by priests of Baal. Yes, this is the same Baal, the sun god, that Moses and Elijah preached against. Now, these babies would then be born about 9 months later, around the end of December, when they would celebrate the sun god. Then on the following Astara day, or Eostre or Ishtar day, these babies would be sacrificed. But why? You may be wondering why, how? How did something like this become linked with Christianity? This all makes sense if you look at the history of the Catholic Church. At 312 AD, the Roman Emperor Constantine converted from paganism to what's known today as Roman Catholicism. After converting, he tried to Christianize the entire empire, which still mainly consisted of pagans. Of course, people don't just ditch their faiths that easily, and he knew this. So he incorporated several pagan holidays and traditions and made his own holidays. One of them is Easter. Now let's talk about the Easter eggs and Easter rabbits. Where do they come in? Both eggs and rabbits are symbols of fertility. Eggs actually played a big role in the pagan rituals that we spoke about earlier. After sacrificing the babies, they get the blood of the babies and use that to dye the eggs, which were then placed in rabbit nests. This is the origin story of Easter egg hunting. This is some dark stuff.
Another Christian holiday that's closely related to Easter is Good Friday. This holiday is simply the Friday before Easter Sunday. And according to most Christians, this is the day that Jesus was crucified on the cross and was buried. But there's a problem with this too. If you turn to John chapter 11, verses 9 through 12, in these verses, Jesus asks a rhetorical question. Are there not 12 hours in a day? Now, logically speaking, if there are 12 hours in a day, there are 12 hours in a night. We know this. In Matthew chapter 12, verse 40, Jesus makes an allusion to Jesus' death and the resurrection to Jonah being in the whale's belly 3 days and 3 nights. The Bible is not vague about this. It very clearly states 3 days and 3 nights. So what does this mean? If each day and each night are 12 hours each, 3 days and 3 nights would be a total of 72 hours. So if Jesus did rise from the dead on Sunday morning, the absolute latest that Jesus could have been buried is very early Thursday morning. Some of you might say, well, maybe it can be a part of Friday, all of Saturday, and a part of Sunday, making it 3 days. As I mentioned earlier, the Bible is not vague at all regarding that part. Jesus alludes to Jonah being in the whale's belly 3 days and 3 nights. Jesus then uses that analogy to his own resurrection. So let's talk about when Jesus really was killed and buried. In Luke chapter 23, verse 44, it says, "And it was about the 6th hour, and there was darkness over all the earth until the 9th hour." This refers to the 6th hour of the Jewish day. Yes, the Jewish day starts at 6 p.m., but in this verse, it refers to the day as a day and night. This day starts at 6 a.m. This means that there was darkness over the earth from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. 3 p.m. is when Jesus gave up the ghost, meaning that he died. Now, referencing that with John 20, verse 1, Mary Magdalene went out to the tomb on the first day of the week when it was still dark, meaning that it was before 6 a.m. So, using our names for the days of the week, this has to be sometime between Saturday 6 p.m. to Sunday 6 a.m., when the sun would rise. And by the time Mary Magdalene came to the tomb was empty. This is a Resurrection Sunday. Then, putting this together with Luke chapter 23, verse 44, this has to mean that Jesus was buried at around Wednesday night. By now, some people might be saying, wait, but John 19:31 says that the next day was a Sabbath. So doesn't that mean that the crucifixion had to be on a Friday, since the Sabbath will be a Saturday? This is a good point, but there's one key difference. This Sabbath is not the ordinary Sabbath. Verse 31 says that this was a high day. With a simple Google search, we know that to the Jews, the high day was not the regular Sabbath, but rather an annual holiday. We can also see this in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 5 through 8. The Passover is a one-day observance. It happens on the 14th day of the first Jewish month. It's then followed by 7 days of eating unleavened bread. That day after the Passover day, thus the first day of the days of unleavened bread, is referred to as the high day. That's what John 19 is referring to when it says Sabbath. So Jesus was not crucified and buried on Good Friday. The only time the word Easter ever comes out in the Bible is in Acts chapter 12, verse 4. Some of you may have noticed that the verses I read from are from the King James Bible. Now, the KJV says, "And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people."
Okay,
Other Bibles,
Marlon,
instead of
cut
Easter,
it.
say Passover.
That, I mean, it's a good video. So if y'all want to watch the video, let me know. You know, put the link at the bottom of the screen. It's just interesting. That's one video, but I learned this stuff in school. I had to take a class called World Religion. So they taught us about the Bible. They taught us about the Torah, and they taught us about the Quran. Those are the 3 books that they focused on in world religion. Now, and we talked about other religions, but those 3 are the main ones. Now, when you say world religion, the world is big. The world, you got Hinduism, and Buddhism, Taoism. You got a lot of different religions, and even the worship of the satanic cults and all that. That's a religion too, you know. Um, it just amazes me that and we found out what a heathen was through school. They told us that if you don't study one of the 3 main religions, which is Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, that you're a heathen. So if you if you study any other religion, you're a heathen. You don't believe in God. And the reason why they said those 3 religions, because those 3 religions has the same Abraham. And the Torah is the Abraham. And the Quran is the same Abraham. It's in the Bible is the same Abraham. So I guess that's why they call you a heathen if you don't believe in one of those 3 religions. You know, that because they said then you're not worshiping God, you're not worshiping the one true God. Um, God is in us. A lot of people don't believe that because when I try to explain that to people, He's in all of us. He's a part of us. So we are little gods. You know, I'm not the creator, the Almighty, the one with the big G, but He's in me. And even if you follow and believe the Bible, what Jesus say? Jesus said that the people come behind me are going to do even greater things. The works is in them. But people don't like to get in conversations about religion or politics. It's sometimes I feel like it's a conversation that needs to be had, but it's like it's an unspoken uh uh it's like a necessary evil. You know what I mean? Even though religion, I'm not saying it's evil. So please don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm trying to compare how people won't talk about it or some things that go unspoken. It's like it's taboo, but it shouldn't be. If it's good and it liberates you and bring you closer to God, shouldn't we be talking about it? Shouldn't we have conversations about it? Shouldn't it be a good message sent and given and good wealth and good tidings and on the strength of goodness? But why do they keep everything a secret and hidden? What is Malik saying? Every holiday has a symbolic message. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's because Constantine made it that way. You know, when he merged that paganism and Christianity and all that stuff together. What else Malik saying? Oh, there's a symbolic message. It's not. Wait a minute, I can't see. Oh, I can't. It's a symbolic message, just not literally. Yeah, a lot of stuff is symbolic. You got to catch what they saying, but you got to be sharp enough to know what's literal and not literal. You know, but certain things they say you don't get in conversation. She said a lot of people really don't care. They just want to dress up and go. Then you know what, Nene? I agree. then they should have a day called Let's Dress Up and Go to Church Day. Do we really need a reason to dress up and feel good and look good about ourselves? Do we really need that one day to come around? No, let's do it every day that we can. Sometimes it gets tiresome dressing up and looking good, but let's do it every day that we can. Why limit it to one day? What is Kenneth saying? I am sharp like a toothpick. Kenny, I got a toothpick stuck in my foot before. That joker hurt, and that's dangerous. Toothpicks are sharp, baby. It could pierce your skin. Anything that could draw blood, is dangerous. A toothpick, you think it's not life threatening? Let you get a pierce with a toothpick, get an infection, and everybody done had a splinter, so that wood is strong. So don't ever underestimate a toothpick. You can cause some damage, especially if toothpick with bacteria get in your bloodline, get in your baby. Okay, it says they don't know what's the literal and not literal because they don't know ancient history words, turn signs. You know what, Malik, you right. And the words that we use today is going to be ancient history to somebody looking back because they're already changing the words and the meanings already today. We've talked about that on another show, didn't we, Marley? How they changed the literal meaning of things right in front of our face today. So you're right. So what we say in the day, 20, 30 years now, is not going to mean the same thing. That's history. You know? When you say, give me some skin, a long time ago, they used to skin people alive. That was different. When in the 60s or 50s, give me some skin. They would slap each other hand, jive and all that. You tell somebody, give me some skin, they think you're talking about sex. They gonna give they don't mean that's a handshake or a five. Molly, what you think? Am I right?
If I'm right, I'm right.
Yeah, give me some skin, Molly. They say, oh, she tried to get some sex. Oh, she tried to get in them skins. They change, they change words all the time. They change the meaning of words.
Yeah,
But was it glizzy? Who the hell? I'm still stuck on glizzy.
glizzy. Words can be changed because they was always created. I like it though. I like that we got some type of language to communicate with each other, but
We
people
used to
just
have
use
pig
these fools.
Latin. Ik
Yeah,
bay, uk bay, og
yeah.
bay.
I
We
remember
had
that.
we had August, Angus, and ooh, because everything you just take the word and say Angus. We used to talk August back in the 80s. That was funny. We was always changing something. We was always doing something extra. It's like we just couldn't be satisfied with like, okay, we gotta get jumping in and do that. When the old people and the young people learn together, that's called culture. I learned that from Morgan Freeman.
When he said water used to be called wet image.
What image? Well, when I was a baby, they said that I called water goom goom because when you drink it, goom goom goom, and they knew they said I would say I want goom 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 goom. That means I wanted water. They used to think I was special. Was I?
Yeah, you a little special. Not in a
I'm a
bad
lot
way.
special,
Not in a bad way.
right? Not in the not where I had to do the helmet and the chin strap and all that. And then I know what else I wanted to talk about while we want to tip of Monday Madness. Did anybody out there see Monique's video
What
special?
you trying to say? Image. You said water was called wet.
Wet. They call that wet now, don't they?
Nah.
When they say the wet, they used to say that
Now
about
say you
water.
want some wet, they gonna think you talking about coochie or something.
They not talking about coochie, they
You
talking
come
about
on
drugs,
a
ain't it?
little bit. I don't know. I
It's a
just
lot of
know.
wet.
I just know people easily fool. Do the words. I just look at religion like a bunch of vehicles, and you want to get a ride to God, you can hop in any of them. But what people don't know is everybody hopping in the cars that's getting a ride to God, they going the wrong way. So I'm
Yes.
on feet walking the other way. I want to find God myself. I don't like when people direct me saying this is the way, this is the way over here, this is the way. How do they know? They was born on this earth just like us, and they came to some type of ideas of what they thought, was their God, and we still going with it thousands of years later. They made a New Testament, but it's time for a New Testament. I'm just saying times change, people change, but for some reason the Bible stay the same. That never makes sense to me. But these holidays, they're just ways of tricking people to worship bad energy and spend
Yeah.
money, you know.
And spend money. It used to be the pagan. They tricking us. Oh, we got to worship pagan. We got to worship pagan. Now they got us worshiping money, and that is the true devil right there. The destruction of us worshiping a piece of paper that somebody wrote on this said, "I promise to pay you, Marley. I'm gonna give you 500 promissory notes. Okay, I promise to."
Man,
And we put that value to that because it used to be by the gold in Fort Knox. Because back in those days, people would give their money to the banks because they didn't want to carry all of their gold and silver. And then they look write the little piece of paper. Oh, Marley deposited 14 tons of gold. Okay, so on your piece of paper, you know how much gold you got, and you will write piece of paper. This is from Marley. He said I can have 10 bars of his gold. This from that's how they started it, instead of carrying all that gold and silver around with them, because that can be very heavy on the mules or everybody riches and stuff. So they put it in the bank, what is called now a bank, the dispensary, and then they write all these notes.
yeah,
Ain't nothing in Fort Knox no more. Y'all think there's gold in there. Ain't nothing in there. And it's funny, they still write notes off of nothing.
yeah. Go good for the body, but I'm just like, if you hungry and you starving in the woods, would you want money or gold, a diamond, or would you rather have that dollar fruit from the store? That's what people
If you
worship
starving
the
in the woods,
dumbest
ain't no
thing.
store, Molly.
That's what I'm saying. Would you rather have some food? Would you rather have food or would you rather have gold? That gold wouldn't matter if you was out here starving. It's people who
Right.
had to come to a time they had to burn money to stay warm. That
Yep.
money wouldn't matter. We just got to the point that we done got so advanced that we don't care too much about the little things. We overlook it, like how to survive, make sure everybody eating, everybody warm and sheltered. Now we got everything, so now we just finding ways to tricking people to do things that certain people want people to do. So it's just like, man, we might need to have a backfall. We might need to have the banks fall down for a minute. We might
It
need to
ain't no
do things
we might need. We do need. We
we
need to
might
start from
need.
scratch.
Yeah, we might need something that all us or a fake alien invasion that might come, but it's gonna take some for all us to come together and decide to say, look, man, we're gonna have to help one another. Right now we're in competition because we bored. We done did everything.
I saw us coming together as a country one time in my lifetime, and that was when them towers fell, the Twin Towers, and it was like, oh, everything was America, and it was like, screw the rest of the world, we're gonna concentrate on America, America.
Hmm.
That was making America great then, because when I was watching white people and black people kumbaya moments, but it was bad because they was going against all the Islamic and the Arabics, thinking everybody is a terrorist. You can't open your door and tell everybody to come on in, and then oh, we got a terrorist in here. Oh, you can't panic. You let the terrorists in. You taught the
That's the
terrorists how to
thing.
fly. You gave the terrorist government checks and funding and all that. How do we know that some of these um immigrants, migrants, or whatever, you don't know what they trained to do. We don't know if they terrorists. They wasn't debugged or whatever. You don't. They
That's
could be
the thing.
sleeper cells.
Just for calling them immigrants, we racist for real. Like it's
We all
one earth.
immigrants.
It's one earth. Ain't no intruders here. Ain't nobody over here that don't post to be here. We supposed to be able to be the hell we want to be. But we programmed to think that you don't belong. You belong in China. You belong in Africa. You belong here. Like, no. Belong the hell you want to go. You don't see the ocean. Like imagine they was like, nah, y'all whales stay over there. Y'all fish, y'all don't belong over here. You swim whatever you decide you want to swim. You know, it's just crazy. They dictating the land, and you don't see nobody in the ocean dictating the ocean but us. We dictate everything. The sky, you can't fly here. No fly zone here. This, it's like, man, we gotta start waking up. And understand the people who making these rules are human. God is not making these rules. God is not writing these books. Until we start to realize, ain't no how being creator is writing these rules. It's dumb, and they've tricked us to think that these the things that God wants us to do. Some of it be good, but a lot of it be bad. It's like, come on, man. Who's to say that y'all right anyway? Like, who's to say any of these stories right? So just grab a hold of one that can get you through life. But at the end of the day, we're gonna die eventually. So it's like try and enjoy life. Stop believing that it's life after this that's gonna be so brilliant and it's gonna be walking on gold and you're gonna be this and that. Nobody really know that. So just in case, enjoy life now because it might was a present. It really is a gift. So if it's a gift in the present, why not enjoy it? Why suffer here and say, oh, I'd rather just wait, because if God wanted me to have it, I have it. He do want you to have it. He put it out here for everybody. Just some people out here stingy. They holding it to themselves. So we thinking that God ain't bless us. No, he bless everybody. So it's each his own though. That's how I think we gotta end the show. I ain't know we past the hour.
Yes. I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow on Turn Up Tuesday. Taco tequilas and tomfoolery. Y'all go on out to the zoo and don't get shot.
Butter man, what up, Butter man? See why we can't like to see these burnt out, man. I don't know, man. We got to figure that out. If it's a way, who else? They still comment. All right, KC, we all we got, we all we need. Let's have fun.
I love y'all.
Love. See you in the background in a second. Reset rate.
All right.